talk about including students with moderate severe exceptionalities in the school community as much as possible. Again, the driving force is the health and welfare of students, the student with exceptionality as well as those in the general ed population. Oftentimes, we make placement decisions not because it's the best for the student, but because it fits our administrative needs. It may be that there's a classroom that has an opening, it may be there's another classroom that's too full. It's important, though, to remember those aren't to be, in an ideal world, the driving force. The driving force is to be the needs of the student, each individual student. When you look at building an inclusive setting, you want to talk about getting staff, teacher, administrative buy-in. It begins with a belief that it's possible and that it will succeed. You also want to begin in the classroom with full inclusion and move out of the classroom only as required, as slowly as possible. So you may begin going in and doing observations. You may talk to the general ed teacher. You may talk to family members. You may read records, look and see what's worked with students in the past. The easiest model for the student is to be involved in the general ed classroom. When this happens, the special education teacher works as a consultant with the general education teacher. The special ed teacher may not have direct interactions with the student with exceptionalities. The only direct interaction may be with the general ed teacher who delivers the services. That's one model. A second model is to do that, but then to also spend some time directly with the student in the general ed classroom. So either the special ed teacher or the paraprofessional comes into the general ed classroom for part of the day or part of a few periods in the day. Transitioning more to an exclusive model involves spending more time in the general ed classroom, doing small group work, doing one-to-one interventions with students, and then last but not least, but the one we want to avoid is actually pulling a student out. If we have to pull a student out, I think it's because it's necessary for that student and it serves his or her needs. It means that he or she can't be served in the general ed classroom because it compromises either the learning of the general ed students or the learner with exceptionalities. If we do decide, or if you do decide as a team, and again it should be a team decision, that a student should be pulled for a period of time, it doesn't have to be all day. There are many opportunities for students with exceptionalities to interact with general ed students, everything from recreational opportunities and recess and lunch and assemblies to more structured environments, music, science, math, actually integrating them into the content areas where they're most likely to succeed. If we need to pull a student out of the general ed classroom, it doesn't mean that we eliminate the general ed curriculum. It may be that we try to address the objectives using the regular curriculum, but differentiating, either modifying how we teach it or the materials that we use. So the bottom line is we try to provide an individualized education that allows students to take advantage of being part of the learning community. It means that students can learn from each other, they can experiment, go through the regular, socially appropriate developmental stages that we want students to go to. So I'd just like to say in closing that it's important, again, to look at the individual needs of the student and to make the decision based on the needs of the student. Thanks.